Roll up to the next one.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. الدرس الثالث. Jazakumullahu khairun. May Allah reward all of you for choosing to follow this class with me. Inshallah, we're now in الدرس الثالث, the third lesson. The first lesson we went through talking about hada, this. Dhalika was the last lesson. The second lesson where we talked about that, and now we're going to learn how to make something mu'arraf, how to make something definite. Because remember, I told you you see the tanween on baytun. So in the absence of the alif lam, you know that it is nakira, it is indefinite. Baytun, a house. Now, if we want to make it definite, mu'arraf, we have to add this alif lam. And we also got to do something at the end. When we add the alif lam, it's not al baytun. Now, we basically take, because remember, if it's nakira, it's domatan, it's two dhammas, okay? So if we're going to make it the house, we add alif lam, so al baytu, and then we lose one of the dhammas at the end of the word. So it's no longer baytun, it becomes al baytu. So it's just one dhamma, okay? And so, like as you see here, kitabun, notice it has tanween at the end, two dhammas, kitabun. Now we add the alif lam to make it mu'arraf, and kitabu. Okay, so it's just one dhamma, not two. Okay. Qalamun, al-qalamu. Add the alif lam, and you lose one dhamma. One dhamma goes, for some reason, when the alif lam comes, one of the dhammas gets scared and it runs away. Okay, so you're left with just one. You got one dhamma standing its ground. Okay, so we're making it mu'arraf. Now it's al-qalamu. Jamalun, al-jamalu. There's one dhamma at the end. Okay, now we're going to make it to a sentence. Al-qalamu. Okay, so notice you got the alif lam in the beginning, which right away should indicate to you that it's mu'arraf, that it's definite, and you only have one dhamma on over the meme. So it's no longer qalamun, it's no longer a pen. Okay? It's now al-qalamu, the pen. Al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. As you can see here in the picture, look like it got snapped in half. So al-qalamu maksurun. So maksurun is just indicating what happened to the pen. It comes from kasra, which means to break. For right now, just to know that it means maksurun means broken. And make sure you're writing this down as I give you the definitions. Al-babu, the bab, the door. Al-babu. So remember, there's only one dhamma at the end. Maftuhun. Okay, so there's still the called the adjective, the sifa. We're describing what happened or what's going on with the door. This maftuhun, it's a maf'ulun bi. It's still going to have tanween at the end, but that will change if we make it definite. And inshallah, we're going to get into that. So al-babu maftuhun, the door is. You see, the door is open. Okay. Al-waladu. So if you remember waladun from the previous lesson, a boy. Now we add the alif lam, get rid of one of the dhammas. It's al-waladu. Al-waladu jalisun. This is a fa'il. So he's actually doing the action right now. So this means he's sitting. Al-waladu jalisun. Wal mudarrisu. Do you remember mudarris? The mudarrisun is teacher. And so we add the alif lam, we get rid of one of the dhammas, and we make it al-mudarrisu. So wal mudarrisu waqifun. And the teacher is standing. Okay? And waladu jalisun wal mudarrisu waqifun, which is also on the wazn of, it's the we call fa'il. Please excuse my handwriting. This is not easy to do. Okay, So the fa'il is the doer. So when mudarrisu waqifun, so he's means he's doing that action. From waqafa, the stand. So waqifun, he's standing. When mudarrisu waqifun. When al-kitabu jadidun wal qalamu qadimun. So if you remember, inshallah, from the last class, jadid means new. Al-kitabu jadidun. Okay, so the book is new. Wal qalamu, and the pen, qadimun. The pen is old. Okay, well, qalamu qadimun. And also, if you notice, I didn't say wa al qalamu. Why is that? This is called, right here, this hamza is called hamza tul wasl. It's the hamza of connection. So when there's a particle, there's certain particles or we say prepositions in front of, let's say, alif lam, a word that's has alif lam in the beginning, it's going to negate the sound of the hamza, and it's going to go straight to the lam. Okay, and that's in the moon letters. So we're gonna get into that as well. Whereas this, maybe some of you have had beginner classes and you went over sun and moon letters, and so there's a difference. With hamza to wasl, like if it's if the word starts with a sun letter, then the word in front of, so like the wow will actually connect with that letter. It will negate the sound of the lam as well. So it's a very interesting grammar point, inshallah, we're going to get to. But not to get too far ahead. And kitabu jadidun wal qalamu qadimun. And the book is new and the pen is old. Al-himaru saghirun. Saghirun can mean small in reference to age, a sin. Saghir, a sin, it means young. Here it means small. Al-himaru. So remember, himarun with the tanween at the end was a donkey. Now we put the alif lam in front, and then we got rid of one of the numbers and we made it al-himaru. So it's now mu'arif, it's definite. Al-himaru saghirun. The himar is small. Wal-hisanu kabirun. And the horse is big. And once again, we have hamza to wasl. See, so the wa, and negated the sound of the hamza. We didn't say wa al-hisan. We said wal. So if the wow goes straight to the lam and negates the sound of the hamza, that's called hamza tul wasl. Okay, this is the hamza of connection. Al-kursiyu maksurun. The chair is broken. Remember we saw up here, al-qalamu maksurun. Now the chair, al-kursiyu maksurun. Okay. Next one, al-mindilu wasikhun. And hopefully you remember mindil. It can mean a handkerchief or a napkin. So what happens when you use the mindil? So they're saying al-mindil. So there's a mindil that's been used. Al-mindilu wasikhun. It's dirty. Okay. So somebody blew their nose in it. They wiped their hands in it. Now it's wasikhun. Wasikhun, dirty. Okay. Al-ma'u baridun. The water is cold. Al-ma'u baridun. Al-qamaru jamilun. You see, this is from also the same root as jamal, as camel. Al-qamaru, the moon, jamilun, is beautiful. Al-baytu qaribun wal-masjidu ba'idun. The house is qarib. When we give you two opposites here. Okay. The dani, they're both opposite to each other. Al-baytu, the house. So baytun would be a house. We added the alif lam to the beginning, got rid of one of the dhammas. Now al-baytu, the house. Qaribun, it's close. Okay. Wal masjidu, once again, hamzatul wasl, right here. So it's well. So you stop on the lam. Wal masjidu. And the masjid, ba'idun. The masjid is far. Al-hajaru. Remember, hajarun mean stone or rock. So here's the al-hajaru, the rock, the stone. Thaqilun is heavy. Well, this is also two opposites. I don't know if you can make that out. Here, let's see if we can rewrite that. Sorry, it's not the easiest tool to write with. Okay. Al-hajaru thaqilun. The rock is heavy. Okay. And this is his opposite. Wal-waraqu. Okay. The paper, khafifun. Khafi. So it's a kha, fa, ya, and then fa. Khafifun. And the paper, or can be, because waraq is also a collective noun, so it could mean papers. And the paper is khafif. It is light. Al-hajaru thaqilun wal-waraqu khafifun. And the paper is light. Okay. Al-labanu harrun. That's the worst type of milk. Maybe some people like that. Al-labanu, the milk, harrun is hot. And also in harrun, you have the shadda. I'll try to write it out here. So if you notice, you have this aleph after the ha, which makes it elongates it. Okay, so it's not harrun, it's harrun. Okay, harrun. Domatan at the end, the shadda. So the ha connects with the ra. Okay, so that's the sounds, they merge together. So it's a labanu harrun. Al-qamisu nadifun. The shirt, qamisun is a shirt, so add alif lam, one dhamma, and qamisu. The shirt, nadifun. The shirt is, sorry, the shirt is clean. So let me clear that. Okay. Next page. Tamarin. So now we're getting another new word. If you remember previously, we saw tamrin, which meant exercise. And it can also actually mean physical exercise, like tamarin badani, having to do with your badan, your body. This is the plural. Tamarin is the plural of tamrin. That means exercises. Okay, so I'm putting a jim to let you know that this is a plural. It's a jama'. Okay, tamarin. Okay, and it's our directions. Iqra waktub مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. So اقرأ, if you remember, means read. واكتب, also hamza to wasl. Like you notice I don't say wa uktub, because uktub, if it was the fi'l amr, the command form by itself, like I could say to you, Ya Muhammad uktub, write. Okay, but because the wow is in front of it, it becomes a hamza to wasl. So we say waktub. We don't say wa uktub. We say waktub. So it negates the sound of the hamza. Okay. Iqra waktub, read and write. Ma'a means with. Dobti here meaning putting the is going to be putting down the vowel points. Okay, because dobt can have a lot of different meanings, but it's dobti awakhir, because you notice awakhir is also a jama'. It's a jam of there's a word we hear a lot, actually, if you know, for Muslims, you get a yom and akhir, right? The last day, akhir. So awakhir is the jama', is the plural. Awakhir means ends. Okay, so like a yom and akhir is the end. You know, we can say al akhir is the end. Okay, where awakhir is jama', so it means the ends of. If you remember from the previous lesson, and kalimat, the ends of the word. Okay, so read, iqra, waktub, write, ma'a dobti, with ma'a, the vowelation of putting, you know, the vowel points, dobti, awakhir al kalimat, the awakhir ends of the kalimat of the words. Okay, so they want you to actually, because if you notice at the end of the words here, they do not have the vowel points. So now it's on you to know what vowel point goes at the end. So this is a nakira, right? There's no alif lam at the beginning. So what would be the vowel point at the end? Would it be one dhamma, or would it be dhammatan? Would it be two dhammas? Would it be tanween? So since it's nakira, of course it's It's number 10. It's 10 weens. Sorry, I'm trying to write the two numbers for you. So masjidun, okay? This is masjidun. But now we have al-masjid. We have the alif lam. So what happens to the end? Remember, one of those dhammas is gonna bounce. He's out of here, and you're just gonna have one dhamma when it's mu'araf. So it's gonna go from being masjidun to al-masjidu. Okay, and here alif lam, right? So what's the end gonna be? It can't be al-ma'un, so it means it's al-ma'u, the water. Okay, ma'un. Here, this is nakira, so you would have tanween at the end. You don't see an alif lam, so it's ma'un, water, indefinite. Okay, al-baytu. So obviously, you want to put one dhamma at the end here because it's mu'araf. You see, as soon as you see that alif lam, you know it's mu'araf. You know it's definite. Al-baytu. Babun. What is it? Nakira am mu'araf. Which one? You see that there's no alif lam, so it's babun. It's nakira. Okay, so it's going to be a tanween at the end. Qalam. I don't see a alif lam, so qalamun. Okay, but this one does have an alif lam, so it's not a pen, it's al-qalamu, the pen. And likewise, you continue al-kalbu, kalbun, qamisun, waladun, al-hajaru, al-waladu, himarun, okay? Al-himaru, al-hisanu. Why is it al-hisanu? Because this right here, it's mu'araf, it's definite, it's the horse. Al-hisanu, hisanun, why? Because it's nakira, it's a horse. Okay. Iqra, waqtu, once again, hamza to wasl. Okay. Read and write. Okay. So now, if you got this, then you should be able to do this. Okay. You should be able to get all the vowel points on here. I'm gonna go through it for you one time, but I expect you to be able to do this on your own. Okay. If you remember from the previous class what a maktab is, so maktab, like I said, can be a desk or it can be an office, but we have an alif lam, so it's not maktabun. So it would have to be a maktabu, maksurun. So the desk is what? Maksur, broken. Okay, and make sure you write down the definitions of these words. And mudarrisu, so the mudarrisu, the teacher is jadidun. Al-qamisu, the shirt, wasikhun, is dirty. Al-labanu, the milk is baridun. That's the way I like to drink milk. Baridun, not hot. Okay, I like to drink it cold. Al-masjidu maftuhun. The masjid is maftuh. It's open. Okay, maftuhun. Al-hajaru kabirun. So kabir meaning is big. Okay, it's a big rock. It's laysa saghir. It's not small. It's al-hajaru kabirun. Okay. Al-labanu baridun wal-ma'u harrun. Okay. The milk is cold. Wal-ma'u, hamzat al-wasl. So wal-ma'u, not wa-al-ma'u. Wal-ma'u harrun. And the water is hot. Al-imamu jalisun. Remember, probably, in the previous lesson, we mentioned waladu jalisun. So al-imamu, the imam, jalisun, he's sitting. Wal mudarrisu waqifun, and the teacher is standing. Al-qamaru, is it qarib or ba'id? Al-qamaru ba'idun, the moon is far. Okay. Al-mindilu nadifun, the mindil is the opposite of what we said before. Wasikh, it's nadif, it's clean. Al-mindilu nadifun. So imla and faragh. So this is the command form. This is fi'l al-amr. Imla, which means to fill. Okay, fill in. Imla and faragh. Faragh means it's basically something's empty, an empty space, an empty void. So we're talking about the empty space here. That's an faragh. Imla and faragh, fill this empty space. Fima yali, and what follows. Biwad' and kalima and munasiba, with the munasib means the suitable or appropriate kalima, word, okay? Munasib means suitable or appropriate. Biwad' would place in the munasib, kalima munasiba, kalima munasiba, the suitable or appropriate word, min al kalimat al ataliya, from the following words. So if you remember, we explained before, and kalimat means words, ataliya, this is feminine. Why? Because kalimat is ghayr aql. It's not referring to a human, someone or something, with an intellect, right? So like if a Martian has an intellect, I believe in Arabic we could use the sound masculine plural form. But when it's something that's ghayr aql, we always use the feminine sifa. The adjective is going to be feminine with it. So min kalimat, the words ataliya. It would just be, please excuse the handwriting. Talin. Talin means following or next. Okay. And so just to make it feminine, all we do is we put that tal mabuta. And this, when it's kasratain, it becomes a ya. Okay. So taliya. Okay. Now, so the following words we have are, if you remember, jamilun. Jamilun, beautiful or pretty. Okay. Wasikhun is dirty. Okay. Maftuhun, open. Harrun, harrun. So work on that so that shadda, remember the ha has to connect with the ra. Okay. Harrun, ha. Thaqilun is heavy. Thaqilun. Then khafifun is the opposite of thaqil. Khafifun means light. Okay, so let's go. So al-hajaru, the rock. What do you think would be appropriate for it? I mean, it could be hot. It could be harun, right? But more than likely, it's probably heavy, right? Al-hajaru thaqilun. Although you can have a rock that's light, if it's like a pebble, right? So, okay. And number two, al-babu. So the bab, what do you think? Wasikhun, yeah, it could be dirty, jamil. More likely they want you to use maftuhun. Al-babu maftuhun, the door is open. Al-qamaru, okay, the moon. What would be appropriate for the moon? The kalimat munasiba. Al-qamaru jamilun, okay. Now, al-waraqu, the paper, is the opposite of the hajar. The hajar was thaqilun, right? So al-waraqu khafifun. The paper is khafif, is light. Okay. And mandilu, you could use these other terms, but more than likely, I'd say the most appropriate would be wasikhun, especially if somebody just blew their nose in it. Yes, it's and mandilu wasikhun. It's dirty. Al-labanu, it could be, yes, harun. Okay. Al-labanu harun. And you could use these words, but this is just different ways, but that would be the most appropriate way. Okay. Okay. Imla, once again, we see the same fi'l al-amr. Okay. This is fi'l al-amr. This is a command form of the verb imla, which means to fill in. And faragh, the empty space, what's empty, the void. Fima yali, and what follows, biwad'i kalimatin, kalimatin munasiba, by placing or putting. Wada' can mean to put or place. Kalima is word, munasiba, and is just describing the word. So munasib means suitable or acceptable, what have you. So it's the suitable or appropriate word. Be what kalima munasiba. So you put a appropriate word there, and so you can. This is something you can actually do on your own. If you remember the meanings, nadif, clean. So what could be something that's clean? A mendilu could be nadif, could be clean, and make sure to use the mu'arraf because that's what we're working on. And you have list of words you could use. Maksurun, broken. What could be broken? Al-qalamu. You could say al-qalamu maksurun. Barid, cold. So baridun. Let's think about what can be cold. It can be al-ma'u. You can al-labanu. Things that can be cold, right? Qaribun. What's close, and could be al-baytu. The house is close. Al-masjidu. Qaribun. Okay. Al-masjidu ba'idun. Masjid could be far. Like the masjid I usually go to is about a 20-minute drive from my house. But we would consider that close. Okay. Waqifun, standing. So use your vocabulary. You could say an imamu waqifan, an mudarrisu waqifan, a waladu waqifan, right? Jalisun, sitting. So also you can, ar-rajul, the man. You can say the rajul jalisun. Kabirun. What could be kabir? What could be big? Like al-hajaru kabirun, ar-rajulu kabirun. So qadimun. Okay. So you say there's a lot of things that could be qadim, and kitabu qadim, the book is old, right? Jadidun and kitabu jadidun, the book can be new. So just play around with that, and try to use your vocabulary. And here they have once again, and kalimat. It looks like it's missing the lam. There's supposed to be a lam there. And kalimat jadida, the new words. So let's go over the new words real quick. First, al-qamaru, the moon. Jadidun. So this is a sifa. This is what you call an adjective, right? So new. Okay. So you would describe something. If you want to describe something as being new, you use jadidun. And how do you make it feminine? Tamarbut. That's it. So probably don't look the best on here. Try it like that. So a lot of these words, if you want to make them feminine, all you have to do is add a tamarbut at the end. So you say, the new teacher, and mudarrisu jadidun, the teacher is new, right? If you want to say the female teacher is new, and mudarrisatu jadidatun, it would have to match. It has to match in number. The adjective has to match in number and in gender. So she has to be jadida. She can't be, she has to be jadidatun. Sorry, she can't be jadidun. Mudarrisatu jadidatun. Okay, and also qadimun is the opposite. Jadid means old. So like you could say like kitabu qadimun, the book is old. And if you want to make it feminine, just add a talmabuta. That's all you got to do. Qadimatun. Okay. Same thing with wasikh, dirty. Wasikhun. You could be wasikhatun. Nadifun is the opposite. Did of wasikh. Nadifun is clean. So just add a talmabuta to make it feminine. Nadifun. Harrun, hot. Harrun. Barid, cold. Barid. Saghirun is small. Okay. Well, also, when it's referring to someone's age, it would mean young. And likewise, with kabir means big, but when it refers to age, like kabir sin, it means old, an old man. Okay. Maftuh is open. Maftuh, its opposite, maksur, broken. Afwan, that's not its opposite. Okay. Maftuh and maksur, broken. Taqiyun is heavy. Khafifun, light. So the opposite of taqiyun is khafif. Okay. Taqiyun, khafifun, light. Jamilun, beautiful. Waqifun, standing. What's its opposite? Jalisun, sitting. Okay. So, and here they're given different examples to work with that we didn't use before. So najmun and najmu. So we're taking it from nakira to mu'araf. Najmun, a star, and najmu is the star. And if you notice, I didn't say al-najmu. I said an-najmu because noon is min huruf al-shamsiyya. It's a sun letter. So we're going to get into that more. So with a sun letter, the alif goes right to it. Like anybody who's familiar with when they hear the Quran, they hear Bismillah ar-Rahman. It's not al-Rahman, even though there's an alif lam there. It's ar-Rahman because ra is a sun letter. So the alif goes straight to the ra. Okay. Next one, rajulun, a man, ar-rajulu, the man. Okay. Dikun is a rooster, ad-diku. And why is it ad-diku and not al-diku? Why does the alif go straight to the dal? Because dal is min al-huruf al-shamsiyya. It's also sun letter. Just like here, it's not al-rajul. So you want to be aware of that. Because if you notice, they put a shadda over the ra for a reason, to let you know that the alif should connect to the ra, that it's a sun letter. And they also did it here. See, najmun, because noon is a sun letter. So it's an-najmu, ar-rajulu, not al-rajul. It's ar-rajulu, ad-diku, because dal is a sun letter. Ad-diku, the rooster. Talibun, and here we go again. It's not al-talibu, it's at-talibu. So the alif goes straight to the top. The sounds connect. Okay, talibun, at-talibu. Now, so some more examples. An-najmu, ba'idun. The star is far. Ar-rajulu, waqifun. The man is standing. Al-sukru, hulwun. Hulwun, sorry. And this is something we haven't went over before. Hulwun, it means that it's sweet. It's because you know sugar is sweet. As-sukru, the sugar, hulwun, is sweet. At-talibu, maridun. Maridun means sick. Okay, so the student, at-talibu, maridun, he's sick. Ad-diku, once again, dal is min huruf al-shamsiyya, it's a sun letter, so we say ad-diku. Okay, ad-diku jamilun, the rooster is beautiful. Okay, ad-daftaru, dal, sun letter, ad-daftaru jadidun, the notebook is new. Ad-daftaru jadidun. At-tajiru, if you remember, tajir, tajirun is a merchant. At-tajiru, the merchant. Ghaniyun is rich. At-dukkanu, the store. At-dukkanu, and you notice there's a shadda over the dal because it's a sun letter, and there's also a shadda over the kaf. Okay, so because those sounds should merge with each other. So it's not ad-dukkanu, it's not ad-dukkan, it's ad-dukkan, can, all right? So the dal connects with the kaf. Ad-dukkanu maftuhan. The store is open. Al-waladu faqirun. The boy is poor. Al-waladu faqirun. Okay, and if I wanted to make it say a girl, yani the bint, al-bintu, if I want to say that she's poor, can I say faqirun, or do I got to add something to it? So it's feminine. So faqir is an adjective. It has to match in gender. So since it's a girl, I say al-bintu faqiratun. All I do is add the tad marbuta, to it, and it becomes, and then it agrees, and it's grammatically correct. Okay, al-bintu faqiratun. Okay, at-tabibu tawilun wal-maridu qasirun. Okay, so here for the first time we have tall and short. At-tabibu, so at-tabibu, remember tabibun is a doctor. At-tabibu, the doctor. Tawilun, he's tall. Tawilun. Wal-maridu, so when we use the alif with marid, remember means sick, right? And it also can mean a patient. So when you're saying wal maridu, the muridu, the sick person, so obviously meaning like a patient in the hospital. And muridu qasirun, and the patient is short. Okay, at-tabibu tawilun wa maridu qasirun. Tamarin. So what is tamarin? Remember, it's a jama' of tamrin. Okay, so it means exercises. So it means it's going to be more than one. Okay, so brace yourself. اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. So read and write along with the dabt, the vowelization, putting the vowel points on the awakhir, the ends, and kalimat of the words. Okay. So here, this for your own practice. What are we going to put at the end of bab? Because it's not babun is not a bab, it's al, right? So of course it'd be a babu. Okay, so this it can't be a tajirun, it would be a tajiru. And ila akhirih, to the end of it, so an najmu, an qamaru, ad diku, an ma'u. Whenever you see the alif lam, then you know that last you can't have a tanween at the end. The tanween is not grammatically correct to use a tanween at the end. Okay, so it has to. It's always going to be, like I said, one of those dhammas is going to disappear, and you're just going to have one dhamma. The as-sariru, al-baytu, al-masjidu, al-rajulu, as-sukaru, al-waraqu. املأ الفراغ فيما يلي بوضع كلمات مناسبة. So once again, remember imla, fill, and faragh. What is al faragh? The empty space. Fima yali. So this fi meaning in. Okay, ma means what? Yali is a verb that means follows. Okay, fima yali. And what follows? Bi wada'. So once again, we're gonna place wada' kalimatan munasiba. So the kalima, the word which is munasiba, is appropriate. Okay, so we have ghaniyun. Ghaniyun is rich. So what could we put there? It could be what? Ar-rajulu ghaniyun, the man is rich. You can say a-tajir, a-tajiru, the merchant, ghaniyun, right? Okay. Hudwun, sweets. What is something that's sweet? Sukaru. So you can always go back to your previous examples, if you're lost for, okay, what do I use with this word? So we go to hilm, and you find right here, it's been used. So a sukkaru is something sweet, right? A sukkaru, hudwun. And hudwun could also mean like delicious, but it usually has to do with something being sweet. Okay, murid. So murid meaning sick or patient. So, that could be anyone. Waladu, maridun, rajulun, maridun, and as they used up here, الطالب مريض, right? لذيذ. Ladid means delicious. It's savory. So that could be anything that it got your mouth watering. So ladidun. I don't think you're gonna say an najmu ladidun. The star is delicious, unless you've tasted a star before and you can tell me about it. So we would have to find something like I would say something like al-lahmu, the meat. Al-lahmu. See if we can put it here. It's not in here. It's not in the lesson, but so lah. Sorry, it's extremely hard to use this mouse. Okay, al-lahmu ladidun. Okay, so the lahm is delicious, or we could also referring back to what as I was trying to find a word in here. So ladid means delicious. So anything that is delicious. I was trying to think of a word that they already used in the lesson that we can use as delicious. Let's see. All right. My brain fog cleared up. So let's see. You say, nope. الماء, right? لذيذ. Okay. The water is delicious. الماء لذيذ. Okay. So when we read طويل. So طويل means tall. So it can be a رجل طويل, the man. طويل, sorry, the man is tall. الطبيب طويل. قصير can mean mean short. So like الولد قصير. And if it's a woman, what do? Add that ta marbuta at the end. So البنت قصيرة. So the woman is short. All right. Keep it rolling. Okay. اختر كلمة من القائمة با تناسب الكلمة التي في القائمة ألف. So اختر is saying, see if I can underline this for you. اختر means is also a فعل الأمر. It's command form of the verb, means choose. So it's saying choose a كلمة, كلمة من القائمة, from the table or list, from the list با, this list right here. تناسب, which is appropriate or suits. تناسب, and كلمة التي في القائمة, the word which is in القائمة ألف. So this is القائمة. So this is the ألف list. So we're going to find words that would make sense to go together. All right. So الطالب. So what over here would go with الطالب? So الطالب is the students. We can say الطالب لذيذ is delicious. مكسور, broken. ثقيل, heavy. It could be heavy. مفتوح, open. مريض. This sounds about right to me. الطالب مريض. Okay. الدكان. The store is لذيذ, مكسور, ثقيل. الدكان مفتوحا. The store is open. Okay. التفاح. التفاح, we haven't seen this yet. التفاح means apples. Okay. It's a collective noun in Arabic. So like with other collective nouns, if you want to make it a apple, you put a ta marbuta at the end. Exactly the same, just with a ta marbuta. And make it tufahatu. Tufahatu will be the apple. Tufahatu. So this is tufahu. Notice the shadda here. So it's not tufahu, it's tufahu. So the ta has to merge with the fa, okay? Because of the shadda, it merges together. Tufahu. The apples, what would be a good word for them? We still got har, maksur, or al-ladidun. Ladidun looks great to me. Tufahu, ladidun. Okay. Al-ma'u, the water, is what? Maksur, taqil, har. Har sounds right. Al-ma'u harrun. The water is hot. Al-hajru, is it maksurun? Is it broken? Could be daqilun. Daqilun sounds about right. The al-hajru is heavy. Al-hajru daqilun. Al-qalamu, if you have kids, you probably, especially if you got boys and they're really wild with things, and you probably experienced this. Al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. Okay. Al-kalimatun jadida. The new words, the first new word we had was hulwan, means sweet. Like as-sukkaru hulwan, the sugar is sweet. Maridun means sick, or it can mean a patient, in a hospital. Like you say, al-marid fi al-mustashfa, the patient is in the hospital. Al-talabu maridun, the student is sick. Ad-dukanu, remember the shadda. Ad-dukanu, the shop. Okay, ad-dukanu maftuhan, the store is open. The store. Ghaniyun, ghani means rich, but also has the meaning of being without need. When we talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you notice, Allah says in the Quran that He's ghaniyun an al-alameen, that He's not in need of the alameen. The alameen meaning everything that exists, mankind and jinn. So ghani, rich, and also when we're talking about Allah, when we say Allah is a ghani, He doesn't mean rich in the sense of having material things, like the way a human being is rich. He's ghaniyun an al-alameen. He's rich to the point that He has no need for anything. anything that he created. Okay? طويل, tall. Okay, الرجل, sorry, الرجل طويل, the man is tall. Okay? فقير, poor. Somebody could say أنا فقير. I'm poor. الولد فقير, the boy is poor. قصير, okay, الولد قصير, the boy is short. Short. التفاح, التفاح is the apple. So تفاح, how would you make it indefinite? Nakira. Just get rid of the alif lam, put tanween at the end. Tufahun would be apples. Okay. The tufahu, the apples. Okay. And also to make it one apple, then all you have to do is make it a tufahatu. And inshallah, we're gonna close here because I don't want to give you guys too much at once. Try to give you in short segments. So if you have any questions, make sure to list your questions in the comments, and make sure you get all this vocabulary down. We went over a lot, and so you're ready for the next Dars al-Rabi', lesson 4, and inshallah in the next class. جزاكم الله خيرا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Over the green.